Hello and welcome back again to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another video. Remember to like, share and subscribe so you would be aware and see when it is that I post new videos. And today's topic, I want to speak about guidelines to completing projects, because as you know, we're in another school term and projects is something that would be coming home knocking at your door, whether you're ready for it or not. And over my years of seeing projects, there are persons that go all the way out, and there are persons that just grab something together and give it to you because they want the child to get a mark. And for me, I think that projects is something that you should take pride in doing with your child or your children, and having them complete it and have them feel included when it is that the project date comes. So here I'm just going to give you some tips and some guidelines, and without any further ado, we're going to get into the points that I have for today. If you see me looking away a bit, it's because I'm referring to my notes to ensure that I do not forget any important points that you may have. So the first thing, Miss has sent home the project, Sir has sent home the project, you've gotten your assignment task from university or whatever it is, high school. Highlight your due date on your calendar. Add it into your Google Calendar also on your phone, because everyone is always on their phone at some point in time each day. So you'll be able to at least track down coming close to the end or coming to the deadline. Read your project carefully. If it is that you're not sure or you need clarity, communicate with your teacher or the advisor if you're in university for some clarity to ensure that you're on track. But basically, the teacher is the main person that would know what it is that they are looking for. And in high school and university, and sometimes in primary school, they would give you a grading rubric to work with so that you would know how much points each area has and what you need to do in order to obtain the maximum point in each area. Another point, or point 3, is to look at the template. Sometimes they give you a template and an example of what it is that they hope to see on project day. Look at it carefully and you can make your own notes. You are not going to make back the exact same replica and give it to the teacher. What it is that we are giving to you, what they are giving to you, is a guide for you to follow to ensure that you can get, or that you can allow your child to get maximum points. If after you would have read the project and you would have looked at the template or the guideline, you're still a bit confused, still do not be afraid or embarrassed to reach out to the teacher and ask, Miss, based on point number 3 or point number 6, I just want a bit more clarity to ensure that. Recycle pages. Now parents, and I am saying, do not come for me in the comment section, but I am saying what I would have experienced time and time again. They did a project in the scrapbook, and the scrapbook has about 6 more pages, and you're sticking the second project or the third project inside the same scrapbook and send it. So the first project is there that would have already been marked, and the second project is there that you add into the scrapbook, and then you may decide to add in a third project into that same scrapbook. Stop doing that. Cut out the pages that are empty and create a folder. Reuse the pages. You're not going to get penalized if it is that you create into a folder, because you need to be creative. But sending 3 previous projects back with a new project, it doesn't look like if it is that you made any effort. It's like, they gave me a project, let me just do this project and get it out of the way and call up George. Take pride in what it is that you're doing. There are times that projects would come to me and I would send it back with feedback. Or I may even ask the parent, mommy, just neaten it up, or just get the person to neaten it up and make it look a bit more presentable. And sometimes it comes back the same way. Sometimes the parents say thank you miss for the feedback, and they make the changes and fix it accordingly. Key and very important, if it is that you're using glitter or you're using gold dust, try to start the project in advance and do it one day at a time with the glitter and the gold dust. Because when you wait until the crunch time and then you try to put together the glitter and the gold dust, when the project actually comes, a few of the pages are stuck together, and then you are now sit down there trying to do a mini surgery not to rip the pages to get to see the information that is on the project. It's hard. So the child comes home, you glitter down on your gold dust this page tonight or this evening, leave it to dry. You know, by the time they go to school tomorrow and come back home, you could get glitter dust and go down another page. And you know for a fact that the previous page would have fully dried because it would have had 24 hours or maybe more to dry. Another thing, and I have no problem doing it, is that there are times that parents would reach out to me and say, Miss, I would have completed the project. Is it possible for me to send it in early? And I don't mind, because when it is that you send in the project early, it allows the teacher, well, let me say for me, to check through the project in advance to ensure that all the key elements or the key information is in the project so that the child could get the maximum marks applicable. If it is that you're sending the project today and it's due today, I would not be able to send back that project for you to make any changes to it. So when it is that you send it in, the project is due Friday, you send it in Monday, or send it in maybe the previous week, there's still some flexible time that the project can be looked at, sent home back for you to make any changes where necessary, and we work in collaboration to make it happen. Take constructive criticism, parents. If it is that Miss sends back something for you or still sends back something for you and says, you're missing some key elements here, do not be offended and say, but I already make a project. Wait, is that? No. It's a learning experience for both you, the parent, you, the child. Teachers know what it is that they are looking for, especially if it is that they give you a rubric or a point guide. The marks would be deducted. So take constructive criticism and grow with it. You will become a project specialist working with your child to get the projects done. Another thing, which is most importantly, submit the projects on time. Your child is not the only child in the class. And one of the things teachers like to do is to mark projects and get it out of the way, because you still would have weekly tests, you have end of term tests, and you have different tasks and assignments that you have to complete and hand in to administration. So that's really important, and especially if it is that there's marks to be deducted, you don't want to lose those marks. Right, so once you have done all of those key things that I would have identified there, you can feel confident and know that you would have done your best and that your child should be obtaining maximum points on the time or the day when it is that Miss marks the project. If it is that Miss has asked that besides doing the written up part of the project, that you also need to do a presentation, complete the project, the written part, in advance so that the child has sufficient time to practice the presentation part and they are confident, because some children may be a bit timid and there are some that are spontaneous and would go out there and dramatize and get it all done. But they are the timid ones. So ensure that you finish the written parts in advance so that the child has time to practice, run through it, work on the speech, work on the diction, and work on all those key elements that would count as marks. And have a great time. Enjoy your projects. Yes, I know some persons may say, this project is for the adults, not for the children. But try to look at the learning things that the things that you would have learned, and also the things that your child would have learned in the process of completing this project. So if it is that you're interested, I would be creating a project guide that would be available that persons can request. So it would be down in the description, and you would be able to request your project guide to ensure that you would have ticked off and completed all your tasks, and yeah, and be happy with what you would have presented. So thanks again for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and see you all in another video. Bye.